Okay, so continuing where I left off, roughly, I gave kind of a really brief overview of the Kundalini process, just the general categories. Just to summarize, I noted that martial arts can be a pathway to energy cultivation, that there's a physics of psychology that as well as solids, liquids in the human being, there are also gases and plasmas. We don't just breathe in oxygen, we breathe in other gases, and more than likely they form plasmas, and there may be other substances as well. There's energy transformation, which is predominantly the sexual fluid. There's energy absorption, which is breathing in gases, as I said. There's energy circulation, which is these energies circulating up the spine, being centered in the navel, being centered in the solar plexus, centered in the head, and circulating outward from those points. There's energy clearing, which is clearing out all of the everything that needs to go. Okay? And then there's energy utilization, which can be many different things. It could just be having a full life, mentally, emotionally, physically. It could be having special skills on top of the usual things, special psychic skills or energy or capacities or what have you. Now, Kundalini activation. How does one activate the Kundalini? What does that mean exactly? I personally don't think that there's such a thing as a one-time event called a Kundalini awakening or activation. I think that there is energy transformation, there's energy absorption, energy circulation, energy clearing, and utilization of energy. And we need to look at each of these things and analyze them. But for this process of bringing this process about through transformation of sexual fluid into gases or inhaling gases, what's generally called pranayamas in the yogic traditions, there are basically three ways to approach this process. One is through movement, another is through sound, and the third is through intention. So I just want to briefly run through these approaches and give a general picture of how it works, basically. When you're utilizing movement, dance historically, traditionally, has been one of those approaches. The way to transform sexual fluid into gases through dance is the type of dance that vibrates, shakes, bounces, or rotates the navel. And you see this a lot with the stomping kind of movements or jumping kind of movements in tribal dances. And this works very effectively. Another approach of movement is to move in slow meditative kind of fashions, where you're, akin to Qigong or Tai Chi, where you are alternately sinking and then rising, moving forward and then moving backward, moving right and then left, or contracting your body and then expanding. Another very simple kind of approach that's worth trying is to place your left palm below your belly button or on your lower back, adjacent to your, just below your belly button on your lower back. Another approach, which is physical as well in a way, is to be mindful of how you breathe, in the sense that there's one thing that will happen naturally and that maybe artificially will help is you touch the roof of your mouth with your tongue and you inhale through your nose. It seems that when you inhale through your nose, you more naturally draw in these gases. Another approach, moving on from movement, these are movement kind of approaches, and there may be many other movement approaches. But those are the kind of the basic, give a basic idea. Now, when it comes to sound, there's all kinds of mantra kind of approaches, but I'm not going to get into all of them. I will just mention a few things. The musical scale do re mi fa sol la ti do, or the 7 vowel sounds: u, o, I, a, and e. These sounds vibrate at all along the so-called the 7 centers, and but there's there's kind of 2 approaches that I want to mention. There's this progression of 14 sounds, which includes those 7 sounds, but 7 other sounds between them that I think is worth trying as well. And it basically is, you take the same 7 sounds and you add in 7 other sounds between them. So I'll just walk through it. It goes you, oo, yo, o, ow, ah, y, I, hi, a, hey, e, and who. And I think I got all the 14 sounds. I could chant them too, but the point is that does seem to help. It seems to vibrate between the 7 sounds as well. Another simple sound approach is to say the 2 vowel sounds: ooh, oh, ooh, ooh, and then o, ooh, oh, and then pause and inhale through your nose. And you see right there, I just inhaled gases, other substances than oxygen. The final kind of approach, this just gives a sense of transforming the sexual fluid through movement, through sounds, and the final one is through intention. So this is pretty much not so much a specific practice, more you just focus on the center of the navel and move the energy up the spine. And a few notable examples are to be found in Kriya Yoga and then the microcosmic orbit in Taoist meditation. So this just gives an idea. I may do further videos to elaborate further, but that's it for this video now. Thanks.